up on AgweekTV, a North Dakota farm couple battles all the way to the national level over a CRP payment dispute.
I'm Michelle Roque. We'll find out why pork producers are so optimistic about the industry here at the South Dakota Pork Congress.
And see the measures one goat enthusiast is taking to improve the genetics of his herd. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Shauna Olson. A retired farm couple from Foreman, North Dakota has been through a difficult fight with the USDA and Farm Service Agency to get the CRP rental payments they were owed. As Mikkel Pates found, Dan and Sherry Zernhelt learned some tough lessons that they now want to share with others.
Beware, absolutely beware. Don't assume anything. Verify what you're told.
Those words of warning from Dan and Sherry Zernhelt after a trying ordeal with the USDA.
It's in writing, it's in our contracts, but the contracts do not mean anything.
The Zernhelts owned about 800 acres near Foreman, North Dakota, but a few years ago it looked like a deal with the Conservation Reserve Program would pay more than they could count on from cash rent. So in 2015 they signed a 15-year CRP contract.
Everything was going just exactly what we were told. The signing incentive, that came just exactly like she said it was going to be.
The local FSA officer told them they could expect about $75,000 rent in October of 2016, but they only received $17,000.
Went into the office and says, what's going on? This just does not work. This isn't what she told us. What do I do about this? The technician says, there's really nothing you can do about it. Once it's been put in the system, that's what it is, and there's nothing can be done about it. And I said, well, I don't think so.
The Zernhelts claimed they were given bad information about payment limits. They appealed, they won at the county and state FSA levels, lost at the national FSA level, and then won at the National Appeals Division. Their payment was increased but still fell $15,000 short of what they were promised.
We were supposed to know how to figure this out. When their own people don't know how to figure it out, we were supposed to know. So we basically lost $15,000 for not going above the people in the office and reading their rules, which how would we ever have known?
Rather than pay a lawyer on a win or lose basis, they decided to represent themselves. And now they want to use what they learned as a lesson for others.
We want people to not depend on the interpretation or the rules that the technician is telling you, because if they're not exactly right, you're the one that's going to lose. You're basically on your own.
Dan says the process could be made fast, easy, and accurate with a simple worksheet. In Foreman, North Dakota, this is Mikkel Pates for AgWeek.
Mikkel has much more on this complicated story in the next edition of AgWeek magazine. Well, it looks like less populated North Dakota counties will be keeping their extension agents. The North Dakota State Board of Ag Research and Education, or SBARE, has dropped a proposal that would have made counties with populations under 2,000 pay more to keep their own extension agents. While it has agreed to fund all counties equally, the board has not finalized how the state and counties will split the costs of extension. The board said negative public testimony from the affected counties had a big impact on its decision. And NDSU Extension Director Chris Borboom says it's important for people to keep advocating for their programs.
And so when really good programs occur with Extension and the 4-H programs and the fairs and achievement days, let your legislators know about that. And thank your county commissioners for the support that they provide for those Extension agents too. And they can also thank the SBARE board members if they run across them too.
Currently, counties and the state share extension costs about 50-50. Preventing and preparing soil erosion damage and preventing the spread of resistant weeds are two of the main topics tackled at the annual Devil's Lake Extension Roundup. Jonathan Knutson has more.
Roundup is a north-central North Dakota tradition. Farmers, ranchers, and others come to Devil's Lake to learn more about ag.
I think the big strength to Roundup is the variety of topics we cover, the depth we cover these topics in, and bringing in known speakers in agriculture to deal with specific problems.
One focus this year is resistant weeds. They're moving north at an alarming rate.
We're hitting it pretty hard on resistant weeds, but we're also doing crop fertility, soil erosion, a lot of other different topics, insects that go along with crop production in the northern plains.
Soil erosion should concern farmers too. David Lobb, a soil scientist with the University of Manitoba, says farmers have done a good job in the past. He also says there's a lot more work ahead.
Just because farmers have gone to conservation tillage and slowed and maybe arrested erosion does not mean that they have eliminated the effects of past erosion. So they may have 20 or 30, 40, 50 years of soil loss that they now have to deal with.
The new year brings new challenges and opportunities. Roundup will help ag producers respond to both. For Ag Week, I'm Jonathan Knutson.
Coming up on AgweekTV, see the measures one goat enthusiast is taking to improve the genetics of his herd.
If you get right down to it, what's a farmer's job? Well, farmer's job is to feed people. Farmers collectively, our job is to feed the world. At Peterson Farm Seed, we get to have a little bit bigger picture right in our region. We get to help those farmers that we work with increase their productivity, increase the yields that they get on their farms, and as a result, more people can eat.
At Superior Grain Equipment, we're committed to quality and service, offering you the best in grain storage and dryers for any size operation. Our experts will work with you to determine the most efficient and economical storage solution for your needs. We help protect your bottom line and your future with the industry's best bins and warranties. Make the superior choice for protection today and tomorrow with Superior Grain Equipment.
Intelligent farming means more crop from every acre. That starts with smart machines and precision application. Introducing the new Rogator C-Series from Challenger, featuring a newer, smarter, more precise way to apply fertilizers and nutrients, more accurately and more efficiently than ever before, resulting in less overlap and less crop damage, all to make you more productive and more profitable. To find out more, contact Butler Machinery today.
Make every minute of the growing season count. Schedule your equipment for a genuine Case IH parts and service uptime inspection at Titan Machinery. Our professional service technicians have the training and experience to pinpoint and repair problems before they have a chance to shut you down during the season. Avoid the high cost of in-season downtime. Give yourself the peace of mind knowing your equipment is ready to work. Schedule your equipment today by going to uptime18.com or calling your local Titan Machinery dealer. That's Titan Machinery, providing you with genuine Case IH parts and service.
Get ready for the first annual Northern Corn and Soybean Expo. This one-day-only event features speaker Jay Lair and is hosted by Market to Market's Mike Pearson. With a large corn and soybean trade show and breakout education and networking sessions, you can't miss the first annual Corn and Soybean Expo, Tuesday, February 13th, only at the Fargo Dome.
Showing goats is gaining in popularity. In fact, the number of goats in the region is on the rise. We caught up with one goat enthusiast who spends a lot of time and effort improving the quality of his herd.
I kind of started it really small with 2-3 goats, just for the kids to show in 4-H.
Dr. Trevor Bierke is a veterinarian. He's also a goat enthusiast.
The best thing I like about this buck is he's so structurally correct.
And when he's not at work, he's on his farm with his family and their goats.
We're all competitive, right? We all want to do really good in something, and so we started getting more goats, and we're up to almost 250 goats now.
He and his family raise boar goats, show them, and sell them.
We're trying to get the best goats in the country. You know, that's the end goal, is to go down to the ABJ National Show and hopefully do really well down there.
They're working on improving the quality of their herd.
You look at the doe and say, what do we need to fix on her, you know, to make that perfect animal? So it's kind of like a puzzle game.
They transfer embryos from one goat to another.
And then we're looking through a 5mm scope to look at the ovaries. What we're doing by flushing is we're taking our best goats and improving our genetics almost like tenfold in 1 year.
It's taken almost 2 months of preparation to get to this point. There's certainly a demand for the service. We just need more qualified people.
When all of our process is done, we put the embryos back into these girls' uterus so they can grow out and hopefully have babies in 5 months. That's the list of the goats that we've done so far. You can see the first one's name was Excite Me, and she had 28 good embryos out of 31. 28 embryos is almost 3 lifetimes of a goat, and we got 28 good ones in 6 months. He's paid for himself almost twice over already.
Show goats can be worth a lot of money.
There was a buck out in Maryland that sold for $53,000. So that's kind of our goal, is to raise something that's worth that much money.
Birke says he got into goats because they don't need much space.
The goats can make me more money per acre than a cow can, because I can put 10 to 15 does on an acre of land compared to just a couple cows.
Birke says show goat or not, they still have value.
With these show goats, at the end of the day, they're always going to be worth around that $2.20 to $3 a pound if they don't make show quality.
Birke has a couple from Texas help him with the flushing process. Amidst continued low commodity prices, one bright spot is pork. The industry continues to see herd expansion in the U.S. and unprecedented new pork processing capacity, and both sectors are making money. Michelle Rook talked to producers and industry experts at the annual convention of the South Dakota Pork Producers Council.
Pork producers are coming off a profitable year in 2017 with strong exports and growth in the industry, and that was evident here at the South Dakota Pork Congress. Pork producers at the show were excited because profits have exceeded expectations despite record hog numbers.
Our model right now, based on the Iowa State parameters, which really models the best producers from a cost standpoint, is $29 and change average for the year, which would be the second best year of the last 10.
Officials say the main profit drivers have been strong futures prices, low feed costs, and record pork demand.
We have a good number of exports going on right now, which is keeping our prices right up there where they should be.
That's encouraged growth in pork production, which was evident with record attendance at the show.
Year over year, 2016 through 2017, which we just completed, we saw 12% growth in the state.
They say there's more room for growth with only 1.5 million hogs in the state today versus 3 million in 1935.
We support and responsible growth, and by responsible we mean responsible to the environment, and we want to do things right.
And that included producers taking part in pork quality assurance training and certification at the meeting. In Sioux Falls, I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Week.
We seem to be out of the deep freeze. Your agri-weather forecast is next. And later, we'll tell you about a new product designed to give your fertilizer a boost.
Luckin Trucks and Parts sells quality used parts for all makes and models. With over 50 acres of trucks and parts and new inventory arriving daily. Family owned and operated since 1966, Luckin's specializes in the sale of quality used medium to heavy duty truck parts as well as pre-owned trucks, trailers, and construction equipment. If it's on a truck, we got it. Call us today and let us get you your part.
Farm Credit Services is proud sponsor of the day Thursday, January 25th at the KMOT Ag Expo. It's another exciting year with exhibitors, informational seminars, and more. Stop by the Farm Credit Services booth and see how they're bringing producers innovative services like Pat Now. And be sure to catch them each day in the seminar room to see what's new in the crop insurance program. Farm Credit Services Day, Thursday, January 25th at the KMOT Ag Expo on the North Dakota State Fairgrounds in Minot.
American Farm Equipment offers you the most effective, reliable, and simple-to-run grain dryers. Deluxe grain dryers with Moisture Link Plus G2 control panels give you the most accurate moisture and temperature readings, making it easy for you. You can monitor remotely with your cell phone, iPad, or computer. Guy Kittleson with American Farm Equipment installs deluxe grain dryers, and if needed, Guy can access your grain dryer remotely, saving you time and money. Call Guy Kittleson at American Farm Equipment today.
Dream of building a new home, garage, shop, barn, or commercial space? What if you could create your ideal building for less than you ever imagined? Want to build a cabin in the woods, a workshop, storage space? Then call your Hanson personal building designer now, and we'll include professionally engineered, sealed plans to your new building absolutely free. Save up to thousands of dollars. Build your ideal dream for less than you ever imagined. Call now.
I'm 120, 130, 130, 55, once around the block, 212, right here, now half times up. So
if you're thinking about selling a piece of land, or you're looking to sell some farm equipment, or if you're thinking about a retirement or involved in an estate, give us a call. We'll sit down and tell you all about the Steffes way. We think it's a good way. That's how we approach it. If any of those are in your plans, give us a call or go to steffesgroup.com. Learn all about us. Hope to hear from you.
Weather portion of Ag Week now, and the Arctic air has gone in retreat for the time being. That's the main focus. We have a couple of snow chances setting up here by the end of the month, early part of February, and the pattern is such that now parts of the northern plains and upper Midwest may be in line for chances at least at more significant snow than we were during the cold, dry weather of late December and January. Meanwhile, our cold is not quite so cold, and the Arctic air has shifted. It has not evaporated. It has not gone away. A bit about the Arctic air. Polar vortex is not what you think, well, not what a lot of people think. Polar vortex is simply the name we give to that circulation around the pole. And some winters, it's a fairly general organized circulation with higher pressure and very cold air up near the pole, and that's what we get. Other winters, like this one, the pressures up over the Arctic regions are lower, and we tend to get a less well-organized circulation around the pole, and we get intrusions of Arctic air, sometimes way down to the Gulf Coast. But the thing that's important to recognize is in these cold weather patterns, it's cold in some places and very mild in others. Record warmth over Alaska for much of December into the early part of January. Well, here's what's been happening in the last few days. The Arctic air is in retreat, and not only that, it's gone back to Siberia where it originally came back before Christmas. It's also turned very cold up in Alaska. But note there are many parts over the Atlantic and Europe that have gone very mild. So it's not like it's cold everywhere. Some places are very cold, some places are very warm. Our region's a little on the cold side after a mild period last week, but the Arctic air will stay bottled up in the far north. Jet stream a little ambulatory, but it's not blocked like it was during the first part of January, which will give us more variation throughout the plain states and also some chances of snow. The second week, as we move ahead into next week, there may be a brief intrusion of Arctic air, but it won't be cold like it was in early January, and I don't think it'll have the staying power that it did during that time either. As far as precipitation, obviously the weather system in the Midwest this weekend will gradually move off to the east. Next thing we'll have to focus on is the ambulatory jet stream. May give us another chance by about the weekend out into the northern plains. Until then, it's just going to be a little on the colder side, but not so cold as last week. The second week of the pattern, which will be the one just before the Super Bowl, it looks like a couple of snow chances into the northern plains, with the Pacific Northwest becoming wet by the first part of February once again. So over the next 2 weeks, potential is there for some significant snow to cover the plains. It won't be quite so cold, but it won't all be melting either. The coldest weather in the hemisphere is back where it belongs.
Get ready for the first annual Northern Corn and Soybean Expo, Tuesday, February 13th, only at the Fargo Dome.
Micro Essentials is a unique product in the sense where it's a homogenized product that has 4 nutrients in every single granule. It makes it different than other products that are out in the country. So it has 4 different nutrients: nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, which is 2 forms of sulfur, and zinc in every granule. We're seeing multiple things. We have sulfate sulfur and elemental sulfur. The sulfate sulfur, we get the bulk of the use of it the first year. The elemental breaks down over time. I've had farmers come up to me and tell me that they not only see the benefit the first year in higher yield or higher quality, but they're seeing it in consecutive years. So it's a huge benefit for the grower to use it on a consecutive basis. Our overall goal is to increase our farmers' yields and help them produce a higher quality and higher yielding crop. It's giving them the opportunity to get more nutrients in one. It makes sense agronomically, it makes sense economically.
This is Dennis Belisky reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
When the water's high and your yields are low, 'cause your fields have no place for water to flow, just one call takes care of it all. Call on Field Drainage Incorporated. Call on Field Drainage Incorporated. Call on Field Drainage. Experts in the
Get ready for the first annual Northern Corn and Soybean Expo, Tuesday, February 13th, only at the Fargo Dome.
It's time to start thinking about the 2018 growing season and how to get the most from your crops. Rose Dunn talked with Steve Carlson of West Central Distribution about a couple of new products designed to boost your fertilizers.
Joining us now is Steve Carlson. He's a regional agronomist with West Central Distribution, and he's got a couple of products he'd like to talk about. What's new and great for farmers for the 2018 growing season?
Absolutely, thank you. One of the things that we do at West Central primarily is we look at nutrient efficiency and nutrient efficiency management. One of the things that we're looking at and bringing to market here for 2018 is a new fertilizer additive called Levosol ZN. That product there is targeted for anywhere on a different grower's operation, anywhere they're using a phosphate-based fertilizer, so a starter fertilizer like 1034O or any of the premium starter fertilizers they might use with their corn crop, dry beans, anything that they're using in their cropping system. Basically what that product is, it's just a add-in that you're going to pour in with your liquid starter fertilizer, and from that what we're going to do is make sure that we get more out of that fertilizer. Levosol ZN is a blend of a ortho-ortho-chelate, which is going to be a product to help keep the bond separated between phosphorus and a lot of the other micronutrients, and from that we can help make them more available to the plant.
So in addition to the Levosol ZN, we have the soy green granular.
This previous year in 2017 we saw one of the worst IDC years, iron deficiency cirrhosis, those yellow beans you see driving around in June through July. A lot of growers still plant their soybeans with an air seeder. A lot of farmers and growers don't have a liquid setup for that planting apparatus. With this product is we're taking our soy green product, which is a very well-known IDC product for the last 16 years, and we've changed the formulation to offer a new option. What we're offering with this product here is a granular form of our 6% ortho-ortho-chelated iron, and this is meant to combat those IDC issues. We're seeing really, really great results. Basically, this product can be incorporated into the fertilizer bin of their air seeder and applied directly in furrow with the seed. One of the things that we've done here for 2018, West Central Distribution has partnered with Climate FieldView, a very popular yield monitor type system that we have from Climate. Just like they do with that system currently where they're looking at genetics and how they perform, Climate FieldView is working at us to see the fertility aspect of that, to where growers can look and see how these products perform like they've never been able to before. There's no flags, there's no staking out. Basically, as they're moving on their iPad in that monitor, they can go ahead and input, track it, and see full season performance. Some of the satellite imagery that Climate has and the things they offer, we can track it from planting, in season with the satellite imagery, and then finally with yield. It's really a nice tool to help growers dial in their operation and kind of to make the decisions for themselves. The other nice thing that we're doing with this initiative called the P Project is it finally gives growers a way to quantify and look at how they're operating, what they're doing, and how they can maybe better improve. If growers are interested in learning more about this P Challenge and P Project that West Central and Climate is offering, you can visit pchallenge.org. We have a full website detailing how this can be implemented into your operation for 2018.
It's always great to bring the latest information to our viewers. Steve Carlson of West Central Distribution, thanks for being with us today on AgweekTV.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Still ahead on AgweekTV, we'll hear how some experts think you can make some money on grain by watching for heartbeats. We're excited to bring you the new AgWeek app with useful features, the latest news and information. Get your AgWeek news, weather, and the latest episodes of AgweekTV. Plus, see real-time information on the futures market and view local cash bids for your crops. Stay updated and take Ag Week with you. Download the new Ag Week app today.
The KMOT Ag Expo takes place January 24th through the 26th at the North Dakota State Fair Center in Minot. Ag Week is proud to be part of this outstanding agricultural showcase. From exhibits to informational seminars and so much more, you'll find it all. Be sure to visit the Ag Week booth in the North Concourse. Log on to KMOTAgExpo.com for more information. Ag Week welcomes you to the KMOT Ag Expo January 24th through the 26th in Minot.
Premier Shortline USA is your dealer for Meridian storage and grain handling. 50 years ago, Meridian Manufacturing designed the first smooth wall hopper bin. This innovation set the standard for hopper bins across North America, completely self-cleaning with no obstructions. Smooth wall hopper bins have become the preferred choice for safe and efficient storage. For temporary grain storage to complete systems, contact Nate or Brent at Premier Shortline USA.
Advanced biofuel for America's diesel engines is clean burning and made from renewable sources like soybean oil. Biodiesel fuel works in any diesel engine, reducing emissions, helping us breathe cleaner air. Biodiesel adds value to North Dakota soybeans, creating jobs, improving the environment, increasing our energy independence. Biodiesel, it starts with soybeans, it's fueling America.
Upgrade your trailer to electric with the Rolltech electric system from AgriCover. Strong, flexible pivot arms and motor mount rotate and telescope, allowing the roll tube to rise and flex over heaped loads. The positive automatic lock is impossible to back off to control the flow of grain. This integrated system uses one wireless remote to operate up to 10 tarps and hoppers, keeping your driver out of the dust, rain, and harm's way. See the Rolltech system in action at an AgriCover dealer near you.
With today's thin margins, farmers need to watch for price spikes. That was the advice from Frayne Olson, an NDSU Extension grain marketing specialist. About 800 growers braved the bad weather to hear him speak at the 106th annual meeting of the North Dakota Grain Dealers Association in Fargo. Olson says prices are generally stable until there's a disruption like a weather scare. That creates a price spike, which creates opportunities for price risk management and gets grain flowing quickly until there's a fallback.
So instead of having real high prices for an extended period of time, we're going to have markets that look like a heartbeat. They'll be kind of low, 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 with a spike and a crash, and then low, 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 low.
The grain dealers also heard from Eugene Grainer, president of Heartland Investor Services in Bismarck. He says farmers must be ready to market into the volatility of the U.S. dollar. He thinks that gives good potential for lifts in corn, bean, and wheat prices into the second quarter of this year. This week's photo of the week comes from Larry House. It's a beautiful sunrise just south of Lidgerwood, North Dakota. If you want to see your ag photo on AgweekTV, email it along with a description to photos@agweek.com. Thanks for watching this week's edition of AgweekTV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. See you next week.